Today we are working on brake pads and rotors on Honda CRV. So I took my vehicle on my auto shop nearby. They had a free brake inspection. So the reason why I took advantage of this brake inspection, because every time I hit brakes or driving on 45, 50 miles per hour, every time I hit the brakes, the steering was very shaky. And when I took it to the auto shop, they told me that I still have a life left on my brake pads and rotors. They say about 90%. So barely used. But every time I hit the brakes, the power steering was very shaky. So they had to be replaced. And they quoted me, and on this video I'm going to show you how much they quoted me to replace brake pads and rotors on all the four wheels. So here I'm using the regular common hand tools to replace the brake pads and rotors, and I'm going to tell you why I'm changing them, why I'm still changing them even though they have 90% life left. So they quoted me a ridiculous price to replace them, but I went online and found this deal right here for all the kit for the rear and the front brake pads, rotors, and hardware. And I'm going to show you here in a little bit, and changing from point A all the way to Z to finish. So stay tuned. My name is Jeff Cowboy. Subscribe if you haven't, and if you have already subscribed, thank you for your support. So the reason why every time I hit the brakes it was shaky, it's because the rotors were warped. They were good, they had life, but they are warped. So every time I hit the brakes they were shaky, and therefore it's good to replace the rotors at the same time replace the brake pads. That way you eliminate the problem completely. I'm going to show you how much it costed me and comparing to how much they quoted me at the store. This is the product that I got from the online purchase, and I'm going to show the link on the description. It's not an affiliate link. You can order at if you want some from this website that I'm going to attach on the description here. So how to change them? First step, you gotta take out the wheel, and this so you can be able to access the brake pad, caliper, all that good stuff. At this point I have the vehicle on the jack stand, lift it up using my Daytona 3-ton jack and hang it up on the jack stand. So this rotor is secured by two screws that were rusted there. So I soak them on a PB blaster while I'm working on removing the caliper. So the caliper is held by two bolts. There is one on top and one on the bottom, and it's a 14mm socket or a wrench, whatever works for you. So I have a Milwaukee impact driver here. It's gonna make the work easier. So remove the two bolts, and after taking out the two bolts, now the caliper, it's easy to come out. And make sure you place it in a way that you don't put any tension on the brake line. So I hang in mine on right there on the spring, and as you can see my line doesn't have any tension. So we're gonna remove the brake the caliper bracket using a 19mm deep socket. The top bolt here it's seized, and again tried the impact driver even though it's a very powerful, Milwaukee is a very powerful one, and I'm going to attach a link here on the description. If you need one, it's going to be an affiliate link where you can buy it on Amazon. So I soaked the bolt on PB Blaster to loosen up, and after a few minutes I was able to loosen it just like that. And here comes the brake caliper bracket. And as you can see, like just like they said, 90% life is still looking good. But since we are replacing the rotors, I might as well replace the brake pads. So they said this rotor is warped. I was trying to see, but I can barely tell. But as long as it's going to eliminate my problem where I hit the brakes and the power steering is shaky, then I would rather replace them. These screws were seized, they were rusted. I tried the Phillips screwdriver and it couldn't work, so I had to hammer them out using a flat tip chisel. And this is one of the methods that you can use to remove stuck screws. And then after removing those two screws, as you can see, they were super damaged, so I went ahead and bought some new screws to use on the new rotors. And here we go out with the old one. Now the new rotors, they were coated, but the braking surface area is always coated with grease to prevent rust, so it's always good to clean it up with a brake cleaner, just like that. And they are ready to get back in. Make sure you line up the holes to secure with the screws. And here are my new screws for like $4-5. And you can secure those using a Phillips screwdriver. Make sure you check on the description some of my tools that I'm using here in case you need to buy any of these. And now this is the Caliper bracket. I'm going to replace the hardware. So I find it easy for me to do the hardware and then install the brake pads on the Caliper bracket before installing it back in place. And there we go with the new brackets, with the new hardware. So from here I'm going to use this grease which came with the whole kit. Now when you're installing the brake pads, you set them at an angle and then slowly straighten it up, and it will sit right there on the spot. Now the second brake pad, it comes with this little clip on the corner here, and this clip is the indicator when you're running out of the brake pads, and it's gonna make some weird noise when you hit the brakes, and there it notify you that it's time to change the brake pads. Like I said, it's easy to install the brake pads on the caliper bracket before installing it in place. It works this way, it works better for me, so I'm going to show you how easy it is. Now with the brake pads in place, all I need is to slide it in there and secure it with a bolt one side first, and hand tighten first before you come in with a heavy tightening machine or the wrench, and then squeeze the brake pads in place, and there we go, we have them in place. Now I can tighten my my bolts, and all done. Now the next one is going to compress the piston on the brake caliper. And the CRV here comes with a dual piston here. So I didn't have a specific toolkit to do this, so I had to improvise to compress my two pistons. So I'm gonna use a C-clamp, and then I'm gonna use one of the old brake pad. So on one piston I'm gonna use this C-clamp, and then on the other side I'm gonna use a different kind of a clamp. The reason why I'm using these two clamps is because I didn't have any special kit to compress the the pistons. So, and if I use just the C-clamp, I'm gonna squeeze one and then it's gonna be decompressing the other one. So it has to be squeezed, both of them, they have to be squeezed at the same time. And you squeeze until they're all the way in. And as you can see, the piston is all the way seated back in place. And therefore, it should be easy for this caliper to adapt on the new brake pads. If you have any question, leave it down here on the comment section. Any question, concern, compliment, idea, leave it down there. Also, if you're new to our channel here, make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell. That way you can tell when we have a new video. Now after compressing the piston, attaching the caliper to the caliper bracket becomes super easy, and you do this with the two 14mm bolts. There is one on the bottom and one on the top. Just snug it tight, and once you complete this, there is nothing else left other than installing the wheel. Now after installing the wheel, you gotta take the vehicle for a road test, but before you do that, make sure you pump the brakes. You turn the vehicle on, pump the brake several times until it's super tight. Now I took the vehicle to the road test, and after doing all that work, no more shaking wheel. Of course, on the CRV you can tell, but there was no more shaking. Power steering wheel was no longer shaking after hitting the brake. So, and like I said, after everything is done, I'm gonna show you how much I got quoted to get this job done, and how much I actually spent on this job. After the free brake inspection, they gave me this quote to install the brake pads, rotors, everything was amounting to 1,263. To me, that was ridiculous. Just to do
From here, I took the vehicle for a road
brakes.
test, and
And
there
I went
was
to
no
my
more
auto shop
power
nearby
steering shake when I
and
hit the brake.
just to check how much it's gonna cost me to buy the parts and then do it myself. And from the auto shop, this was coming to about 373. From here, I went to shop online. You grab away all the options and see how much I could save on the online. And check out on the description a link on this website. I found a deal, $312.93 for everything that I needed. And if you can see here, I also saved $85 on the online. I got a rebate $85 coupon. It was a good deal. Thank you guys for watching and stay tuned.